Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, is Willpower. We've been out for a while. We're back. Dude, it's been like what 3-4 weeks, probably a whole month that we haven't got on. I think is because we've decided to take it slow for a little bit. I know a lot of people are like, oh, are they sick or what's going on? No, Will was taking vacation. I took vacation, and Tony Snap was taking vacation. So we are back with the fantasy stuff, and right on time too, because a lot of fantasy leagues are going into playoffs. So we have good strategies for you to win your league. And if you have questions, go ahead and deliver them to us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We have Facebook, right? Or
No,
not on
we
this
have,
one.
we have Facebook for Dodger Pod, not for
Yeah, for Dodger Pod. Yeah, there you go. Well, anyway, I'm excited, dude, to be back. I haven't spoke to a camera or a mic in a while. It's a little different, but we're trying to get everything fixed and ready to go so we can get right to it. If you, like I said, if you have questions, go ahead and do it here on YouTube, Instagram. We'll pick up your question and we'll answer it here. Will, dude, what's going on, man? I know you're in playoffs in one of your leagues. Two playoffs,
um
no playoffs. What's going on?
so in our league, in the Real Talk Baseball League, our playoffs are almost done. So
Yeah.
after this week, the season's over. The reason why I made the settings like that is because I know towards the end of the season, there are certain teams that kind of run away with the division. And
Yeah.
then a lot of the starters end up, only playing for a few innings, and then they sit down after like the fifth. And then with the September call-ups, a lot of teams like to, rest their starting players and then get some activity for the younger guys that are like the prospects that are just calling up.
Yeah.
So I like to end the fantasy baseball season before we even have to worry about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of starting pitchers that towards the end of the season, they only go 4 or 5 innings. There's a lot of position players that the same thing. They're going to get more days off. They're going to get a lot more rest. So rather than have to worry about stuff like that, I like to end the fantasy season a little bit earlier, about
like
3
in a
weeks
good note or
before.
something like that. Yeah, you do it like, oh, let's do it fair. Let's do it where every player is playing right now. Because right now everybody's for the hunt
Yeah,
for October, right? And if
exactly.
your player is not on the hunt for October, they're not going to play anymore. They're going to be resting them more often than not. I know one team for sure that's trying to fight for that playoff berth and trying to get into the playoffs is the Padres. They started off hot, and right now they're kind of lost. A player to look for in the Padres squad, which he threw 7 complete innings, I believe yesterday, and then he threw 8 innings against the Dodgers, and Blake Snell, dude.
Yeah,
So
3 straight quality starts for Blake
yeah,
Snell.
yeah,
He cut down the walks a lot.
yeah,
So what I've been hearing about him is he's been throwing his changeup a lot less. So his changeup has been like his weakest pitch this season.
yeah.
And it seems like he has very little control on the changeup, which it's a really good swing and miss pitch if he's on. But the problem with him is he hasn't really been on all season. So
Nah.
he's stopped throwing the changeup so much. I want to say in his last outing, I think they said that he threw it 3 times total.
Dang, really?
So he's throwing a lot of fastball and a lot of slider, which is
Well,
really helping him go longer into games and get more swing and whiffs, because that's what you want as a starting pitcher. You
yeah,
want the batter to swing and miss
of course.
as
Do
often
you know?
as
Do you
you
know
can.
if he's available? Or
Mm,
a lot of people gave up on him. There's a lot of players that
in a
say,
shallower league, I think it was a lot safer to drop Blake Snell, like a 10 team or 8 teams.
yeah,
But when you're in a competitive league, 12 teams or more, it's pitching was so hard to come by this season that there was no way that you could possibly drop a player of that caliber.
yeah,
There's a lot of players that you can just kind of give up on.
uh-huh.
Starting pitching, we lost Jacob DeGrom. A lot of pitchers started suffering when the sticky substance rule started,
What
getting
sticky
into
substance? What are
effect.
you talking about?
Uh, you know, and it was really hard to try to find starting pitchers out there that were actually worth rostering and staying on your roster.
Yeah.
And Blake Snell, former Cy Young, he's had a track record of only going about 5 innings.
Yeah.
Most of his starts throughout.
Wait. Not 5 innings. Four and 2/3, maybe. Yeah, let's get it right. Let's get it right. 4 and 2/3.
Yeah, not even a full 5. So he's
Not
not
even
even
a full
eligible
5.
for the win.
So listen,
But
Will, listen before you continue with the pitching. Like, I know there's other players out there. I know pitching is a big thing for fantasy baseball, but there was players out there, and I kind of wanted to wait for Tony to get on for this, but let's just take your perspective on this. Let's talk about the Cody Bellingers. Let's talk about Lindors. Let's talk about all those players. Did you hold on to these players, or would you hold on to these players? Because there's a lot of players, a lot of fantasy owners saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait." Like,
yeah,
do you wait for that, or you just get rid of them and go with the hot hand? Because it's the playoffs, man. It's the playoffs. You
yeah.
need to try to win that money, and when you
I
try to get
think,
that money, you need to try to get the best team out there, right?
yeah. Once the playoffs start, if you're in the playoffs, there's no way you can hold on to guys like that anymore. Guys like
Yeah.
Cody Bellinger, guys like Eugenio Suarez that I held on to for so long.
Yeah. How long did you hold on to him?
Suarez, I want to say that I barely dropped him like a month ago.
Oh man, that was the whole season.
I know. I was just I had so much hope for that guy. He's a home run hitter, and I really didn't expect him to fall off so much. He had a really bad season. So
Well, he wasn't the only one though. There was a lot of players that are just like him. Javier Baez is another one.
yeah,
And you know what? It's funny that we're talking about Javier Baez and Lindor. Did you see what's going on in New York? They started booing their own fans. Like, so it's pretty crazy, right? Like, I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's right? Because I have a long story for that, and we could get into that right now, actually.
I think if you're gonna boo your own team, you're not a true fan.
Wait. You say we're not a true fan. We boo Jensen when he blows the game.
Well, I don't personally I wouldn't boo at the stadium. I wouldn't put a thumbs down at Kenley Jansen.
Oh, no. That's different. Yeah, you're right. What's up, Tony?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Tony?
We're talking about the Mets, but Will got the mic right now.
If I'm just if I'm just talking with the homies, I'm gonna put out my frustrations and tell them exactly how I feel. But to go all out like that, like Mets fans have been doing towards a lot of the players on the Mets because they're underperforming, they have to understand that these players are people. They're humans that are.
Come on, man. Come on. No, you can't be politically correct all the time, dude. Come on. You gotta say, hey, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to go out there on the field, and they're not performing. And if you're paying a ticket, those tickets are not freaking cheap. They're $200 and up, right? So if you're going out there and you're not seeing your team perform, I don't care who it is. If it's the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, you're going to go ahead and boo them. Now, what Lindor and Baez are doing, Baez has only been there 2-3 weeks, man.
Ian, that's the issue is that, I don't disagree with how Lindor and Baez handled the situation because they're new to the team. They're not partial to the fans yet.
Lindor has to stay there. Baez goes next year.
Yeah.
He leaves.
But, I mean, Lindor is partial to Cleveland fans and Baez is partial to Cubs fans.
Yeah.
So I think that when the Mets travel to Cleveland and play against the Indians are going to cheer on Lindor.
Of course.
Whether he's good or whether he's bad, it's a sentimental value that the fans have with these players. But they don't have sentimental value with these players yet because they haven't seen these guys enough. Like I get it. You just signed Lindor to this crazy extension because that he's a top shortstop in the league. Yep. And he's been having trouble this whole season. We heard about the Jeff McNeil thing and
the rats.
Yeah, exactly.
Raccoon.
Raccoon. Sorry, raccoon. The ruckus.
Yeah, whatever that shit was. But honestly, man, all in all, I think you have to be ride or die for your team. And if it's a player that like that consistently does bad for so long, years, then I kind of get it how like the fans would boo a guy like that. But new guys on the team that have only been there for less than a season, I feel like there's no loyalty from the Mets fans. I feel like the Mets fans are acting like Yankees fans. Yankees fans are the ones that are notorious for booing their own team.
We are too, though. Dodger fans are too. We don't fall far from that
the fake Dodger fans.
No, not the fake. I think honestly, dude, we've talked about it a lot with Jansen. How many times had that guy blown it? Are we gonna be cheering him on because he blew a save? No. I mean,
no, you don't.
I'm disagreeing. I'm disagreeing.
But you don't boo him and you don't throw your thumbs down either.
Oh, no, I'm not doing the thumbs down, but I am booing him. Chime in, Tony. What do you think?
I'll boo him. I'll talk shit about him in my own living room with no one around. But if I'm at the stadium, I'm ride or die, man. I'm totally with my team if I'm there watching them live. And if they mess up, then they mess up. I'll hope for a better day tomorrow. But I'm not going to go out there and badmouth my team.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that.
Fans.
I'm not saying that, but we are going to be booing them if he blows a save, just like they're doing now. Chime in, Tony. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think I lean more towards Carlos, where if I'm at the stadium, I'm going to boo. I'll be like, fuck, be upset,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would go as far as as you were mentioning earlier, New York fans, being with the Yankees and the Mets, even Philly's fucking notorious for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just not like that, I of course I'm going to be upset and Will said, with the homies, I'll let out my frustrations and stuff like that. But I'm not
that booing thing is kind of
look at Bellinger. I drafted Bellinger, and I'm never really. I've always backed him up. I'm always trying to. This is the week.
You guys laughed at me when I called Cody Bellinger my bust at the first base position this year.
Yeah.
You guys literally laughed when I said that.
On him. They stepped on him.
He would have had a different season if he would have not got injured. But
exactly. Last year when he did the little elbow bump with Kike Hernandez should have known that Cody Bellinger's little arms are fragile and he can't be hitting him that hard.
Hey,
celebrating.
Don't talk about Tony's man like that. He's gonna get mad.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
He's not even looking at the camera like that.
Honestly, man, I don't even know how Cody Bellinger hits home runs with his tiny little arms, dude.
He has a size 37 bat. That's why. He has lumber back there, dude.
Maybe he needs to lower the weight a little bit. Maybe that's why he's swinging and missing so much.
Nah, the reason he's swinging and missing is because he's turning his head. He's looking at the umpire and the ball.
He's gotten better about that in the past month or so. He's gotten a lot better. I still think that there's some things mechanically that are just not right because of the shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
He can't have the same swing that he had in previous seasons because his shoulder doesn't work the same way that it used to. When you repair something like that, you have to tweak little things here and there and work with your mechanics and try to find what's right, which is what Dave Roberts has been trying to do with Cody Bellinger since he got back from the IL.
But
true. The problem is they just can't find it, man. Turner Ward worked with Cody Bellinger for so long, the old hitting coach for the Dodgers, and he's not there anymore. I really think that if Turner Ward was with the Dodgers organization still and working with these guys, I think that he would have helped Cody Bellinger a lot more than the current hitting coach does.
Yep. Hey, Tony, before you logged in, I asked Will if those players like a Lindor, a Bellinger, are you looking forward to taking those type of players into the playoff weeks, or are you looking if you have them, or are you dropping them and going with the hot hand if you're looking for a different player?
Yeah, well, definitely dropping them and getting a hot player. And in the situation with Bellinger, they've already said that they're going to sit him down versus lefties.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that
good. That he doesn't deserve to play against righties. I mean, against lefties. He's batting He's batting under 100
He
versus
doesn't
versus
deserve to
left.
be in the lineup, to be honest.
No,
No, he doesn't.
Um,
You have other
no,
players like
he's
Pollock
like
and Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor
batting 178 or something like that. It's really
under the
bad.
Mendoza line. That's the Mendoza
Yeah.
line.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bad.
he gets on base, but it's like empty, you know, like he doesn't do shit right afterwards.
and he's tried to steal some bases this year, and he just doesn't have the speed anymore either.
No,
It's like,
doesn't.
wow, he popped up and scored and gave a sack fly, you know, like that's what I had to look forward to.
Yeah,
To my second round pick, to what most people
exactly.
have them,
Yeah.
you know. So and I'm sure a lot of people are. I had Lindor myself in one of my leagues,
Mhm.
and
Didn't you have him in 2 leagues?
no, I just had him in one.
How are you
traded for
doing?
him,
Are
right?
you in playoffs? And I mean, I know you're gonna show off and you're
Yeah.
gonna showboat. That's fine. Go ahead.
Hey man, we're in the playoffs and everything. Even in our we are.
That's true. That's true.
We made it to the playoffs in the World Podcast League, where we're
Yep.
playing against other podcasts.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're the number 1 seed.
Oh,
Ooh, and it's because of the boys right here, you know. So I know we haven't been on lately, but I mean, we've been grinding. I feel
been
like I've been
grinding.
doing a lot of research too, even though like I'm not even on here talking to you guys about it.
Yeah.
I'm constantly looking, and I'm just like right now, man. Like the only suggestion I would probably give out is definitely just give up on the players that aren't producing. You know, just and go for the hot hand this time of the season.
Once the playoffs
you can't
start,
wait.
if you made the playoffs, you can't take any chances because you know during the regular season, if you win or if you lose, you know, a week or two, it's not such a big deal. But if you lose right now when the playoffs start, you're done. You
Yeah.
know, you go on to the next round and you fight for third place or whatever it is. You know, I don't. Every league has a different handout
Or 11th.
No, damn. 11th place. You don't want to be
Yeah.
the last place. What are you gonna? What is a reward for that?
a big stinky turd.
Usually leagues have different things for different people that end up in last place and stuff like that. So maybe you need to think about that, Will.
maybe if this if this league that we have, if it, you know, stays strong for a few years, we can come up with something.
That'll be dope, like maybe a turd or something.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that.
Well, in our
a
league,
polished turd trophy.
Yeah.
In our league, I'm in the finals. You know, Carlos didn't make it. Wasn't
Yeah.
paying attention.
I
Can't do
forgot.
everything for you, bro.
I
You
know,
forgot. How do you forget?
dude. I didn't know it was playoffs already.
was
I
just-
thought the playoffs started
Like,
in
there's just a
September.
couple of things that you slept on, like pitching, man. Like, remember how I
did.
told you, like, you're gonna have to stay up one
Yeah.
of these nights because
Yeah.
everybody's on top of it.
Yeah.
And that one night you fucking didn't do shit, and they picked up players, and it worked against you.
It worked
I think you
against me.
You were up like that other guy's team too. Did really good though.
He did. It was like I was up by
What you lose by
150.
40? You were up by a lot.
I was up by a lot, and I was like, okay, I don't think I need to do much anymore. And I did pay attention to that point. And when you told me you need to stay up and do that, I'm like, why? Like, I'm up. And then the next day I wake up like, what the hell? Like,
I
I'm
told you to add
down
pitchers. You had no pitching.
20. I'm down 20 points, and I'm like,
That's
what?
the problem, or not? That's not the problem, but that's the thing with points leagues is pitching is so valuable.
Yeah.
Because one pitcher can go out there. If you pick the right pitcher, the right streamer, or the right 2-star pitcher, that can win your week for you.
Yeah, 20 points does a lot.
Look at all these pitchers that had no hitters throughout the beginning of the season. If you had that pitcher on your team, you were almost guaranteed to win the week in a points league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's like 60 points for just one guy.
Yeah.
And if it was a 2-star week for that guy, and then he goes out and he pitches it good again, that's another like 15 to 20 solid points. That's almost 100 points from just one player.
That's a lot.
That's,
You know, it's
that's a
crazy
lot.
since we're talking about no hitters. I saw something on Facebook. Do you know Ernie Shore? He
No.
once pitched back in 1917 when he was when Babe Ruth. So what happened is he threw out, I guess he got 27 consecutive outs which is a no hitter, right? A perfect game.
Oh yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. So Babe Ruth started that game, and I guess he walked the first batter, and then he hit
he
the
got
umpire.
ejected.
He got ejected. So then this guy, Ernie guy, came in and threw a perfect game, but it's not considered a perfect game. It's called a combined no hitter because he did not start the game.
Yeah.
That sucks, right?
Sucks. That sucks.
Wow, really?
Imagine the fantasy points on this guy. Oh man, it would have been perfect. Back in
Fantasy points from 1920.
How do you do that? Newspaper? I don't know, man. It's crazy, right? I just thought I'd just put that story out there because I saw it on Facebook and I'm like, it's pretty interesting. Back in 1917, we weren't even alive. That's when the other pandemic probably started or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. What other strategy are you looking for when you're looking at points and categories? I know, Will, you're more of the categories guy. Like, is there something you're looking for, like going into the playoffs and going into the finals? Because, like you said, you started the playoffs in August, and some of the other leagues are starting right now, which is going into September and getting, by the end of the season. So what is it that you're looking for in the categories league, like the World Cup?
Categories leagues, if you have a chance to win the playoffs, you already have your core. There's no reason to go out and get more pitching unless it's the last week, the championship round, and you just want to load up on pitching so that way you can get more wins, more quality starts, more Ks, and just sacrifice ERA and WHIP. Now, in the first 2 weeks in the quarterfinals and the semifinals, it's really hard to do that because you can't just drop these really good starting pitchers that you have because someone else is going to pick them up. So that way they have them for the following week. In a points league, you can add, different pitchers and hopefully get, 20 points for each start. But in a categories league, if you're going to punt ERA and WHIP, that's 2 categories right there that you're possibly not going to win. And if your bats don't come alive, if you lose a lot of the batting categories, then you're pretty much screwing yourself. So you have to make sure that you have your solid core by the time that the playoffs start, and just ride with your team. The acquisitions that you use that are available for your team in a categories league, it should be used for injuries or specific categories that you're really looking for. Like if you need to look ahead and see who you're facing the following week. If you know that the guy that you're facing next week or girl that you're facing next week has like a crazy amount of stolen bases, then maybe you want to focus on the other categories because you already know you're going to lose stolen bases. So you focus more on home runs, on RBIs. So you go out there, you possibly drop a guy that's been getting you stolen bases, but not enough to win for the week. Hopefully you can just stash them on your bench for the following week because maybe you need those stolen bases for the following week, but you go out there and you get, a big bat like a Patrick Wisdom that just had this crazy weekend. I think he had 4 home runs over the weekend, 2 on Friday night, 2 on Saturday night, and then he struck out 3 times on Sunday. But that's okay because the 4 home runs that he had the 2 nights previous kind of make up for any strikeouts that he may have the next night.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man, that you summed it up pretty well. Tony, I know you're the guru and you're in the finals in one of the one of the leagues, and then it looks like you are favored to win the other league we're in, man. You have the best record. What else can I say about it? You've been winning a lot of freaking fantasy leagues, dude. What do you do in this week? Like, are you preparing for the playoffs? Are you leaving
definitely when you have the number 1 seed, you should definitely
sorry, number 1 seed. I forgot to mention that.
Number 2 doesn't matter. When you have the bye week, it's basically what I'm saying. I'm not trying to boast, but
you're trying to brag over here.
Okay, fine. Definitely look into next week's, and usually with points league, it's usually the 2 start pitchers that do it for you. But also I would look for some decent pitching or decent pitchers going up against like weaker teams, because I know a lot of people are scared of like Dallas Keuchel, but like if he's going up against like Seattle,
The
or
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
Seattle's been kind of on a little run.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah,
I would-
but they
They have-
usually I have Seattle. I have a few players from Seattle, so I watch their games because I can't watch the Dodger games. So
Aw.
I watch Seattle games, and they're usually the type of team to grind back towards the end of the game, and they usually don't hurt the starting pitching as much. Sometimes they do jump on some pitching, but most of the time the damage that they put in is towards the end of the game.
Like the bullpen.
So yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, so I definitely favor anybody going up a Seattle. Everybody knows those teams. The weaker teams.
Pittsburgh, Texas,
Yeah, and
Pittsburgh,
it used to be the Cubs.
even the Angels, man.
Yeah.
They Otani has not been the same after the home run derby. So
Hey, but he stole the home plate. You saw that?
yeah, I did.
I didn't see that one.
Oh,
But
what?
he
You
got
see it?
hurt recently too. He got hit in the hand.
Oh, he
Yeah,
That might be
he got
messing
scratched
him a
from
little
his
bit.
from his start that he was supposed to have, but he's still hitting. He's still the DH in the lineup. So in leagues where you have Otani as both the pitcher and the hitter, at least you can still slot him in your lineup, and hopefully he'll produce with the bat. In other leagues where you only have Otani as the pitcher, that kind of sucks because the Angels don't really have the flexibility to only have him start one day a week now. They have to put him in there for the every fifth game, kind of like every other team does. They don't have the luxury to only have him start Sundays anymore, like they've tried to do the past couple years.
Yeah, but that's the
And
thing with the leagues though. How come they don't have it to where they have him be available as a hitter and as a pitcher? All leagues should have it like that. I think it's not anybody else's fault that he's a pitcher and a hitter. Like you want points.
You should be able to draft the player, whether he pitches or he hits. That's where you put him in the lineup. I don't think that you should draft two different
ESPN did it
types
right.
of people. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
That's all you got to say.
I think that every other site should follow the same. That's
And
about the only thing
ESPN's
they've done right.
Oh,
Can't stand ESPN, man.
Yeah, well, you're wrong, Will.
oh,
ESPN's the best
damn.
for anything fantasy. I look at all the other fantasy, even the football ones, fucking whack. And the ones that we have,
There's
oh,
NFL one.
anything Yahoo, fucking, they're never up to date. You know what I mean? Like you look at their story or the feed that they have, the news feed for the day for that player, fucking from like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, he fucking struck out. And I'm only saying that because they have Bellinger, and that's usually the story.
I'll read something like I'll click on a player that I have, and it'll say like Tim Anderson went 3 for 5 with a double and a home run.
I was like,
And I was like, oh damn, no way. So I go back to the previous day, and I'm like, what do you mean? He went 0 for 5, and then I look, and it was like the date was like 2 weeks ago or something.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
So they
I
only
think
they only highlight their best moments. Then I guess that's what it is.
No, they suck.
Yes, I know. I don't think that they just update each individual player enough. They don't have enough people to probably update their system enough.
Well, if there's someone out there that's
I really
listening
like
to us,
about
we want to start
ESPN.
our own little app. We can start our own app, and you guys can help us with that. So yeah, if you're out there, help us out. We can start our own app, and that'll be dope. Man, come on, that'll be dope.
Man, to come up with our own stuff, to kind of like take little things from ESPN and from Yahoo and like make our own. You know what I love about ESPN that I hate about the Yahoo app is the acquisitions that you can make for tomorrow are available today. Once the first pitch of the day has been thrown, you can go out there and pick up a player that'll be available on your roster tomorrow. You don't have to wait until midnight Pacific time or 3 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah,
but then on the other hand, if game's already started, if there's like an 11 o'clock game
you can't add it.
one day, you can't add a player for that day after the first pitch is thrown on
Which is
ESPN.
whack.
That's the thing that kind of sucks.
It does. So they both suck. I
Nah,
hate that because
ESPN's better. 'Cause you
sometimes
don't have
I'm
to-
at
you
work
don't have
and
to-
I don't have internet
You don't have to
connection.
wake up in the middle of
Yeah.
the night and be like, "Oh
Exactly.
my God, is he
Exactly.
still available?" You could just be like, "Is he still available? Am I willing to drop this player that I'd rather have him start today, or do
Nah.
I just do it later when the start happens and it'll drop him tomorrow for me?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
ESPN's way better, man. Hands down, best app ever.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
Ever like ever.
Well, we've only tried 2 different ones, right? ESPN and Yahoo. There's a lot of other ones out there that we
Well,
could
that
try.
NFL fantasy football one, that one sucks dick.
Mm.
It's whack.
Is
It's
it?
whack.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. It doesn't even give you a lot of like functions, you know, like you have to go to the desktop. I like the desktop better.
Mhm.
But like, who's on their
It's the
desktop?
purpose, right? If you have an app, why not have it on the app?
Who carries their laptop with them everywhere they go?
Exactly.
I do at work, but I don't get on it.
'Cause he's a boss, that's why.
Yeah, it sucks.
All right,
Sucks.
let's see him over here.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Oh no, dude. I don't like what Will said about the 12 o'clock at Yahoo and then the one on ESPN where the first pitch is thrown at 9 a.m. and you're like, is there a game at 9 a.m? Like shit, you can't do any movements anymore.
If there's a double header, you know, a lot of times the first game of the day starts so freaking early.
9:05 or 10:05.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because if it's a 12:05 game over here on the East Coast, it's 9:05 for you guys.
Yes. And if it's 9:05 in the East Coast, it's
No games start that early in the East Coast.
Nah.
Yeah,
Nah.
you guys
I
do
want to say that
everything
the earliest start of the game is probably like 11 if it's a double header.
Mhm.
So that would be 8 o'clock for you guys. And I mean, if you guys are off on from work on a day, you're not going to be up that early. Or if you are, you probably have other things going on. Get your kids ready for school or whatever.
But yeah, no, that doesn't happen, man. We're at work.
Or on your way to work.
On
What
the
time do
way
you
to
start,
work.
Tony? What time do you start?
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that.
Oh man, he still gets there late.
What
Like,
time
he
are you
gets here
supposed to
late.
start? That's what I should have said.
8:30, I can say that. 8:30.
8:30. What time you get there? 8:30-ish or 40-ish? 9-ish.
What time do you start, Carlos?
I start at 6, so I gotta be there. I get there right on time, I think. I don't have to clock in, so I'm good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I have to clock in.
Yeah, no clock in.
No, they get on my case. But
Yeah. But I still try to show my face at 6. I
Hmm.
have to show my face at 6 because no one wants to be late. And then they'll be like, "Hey man, you weren't here at 6." Like, yes, I was. Then how can you miss a fire drill? Happened at 6:15. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I got here at 6:30. I was like,
was it 6 o'clock?
what's it 6 o'clock? Really? Nah. Dude, you know what I was looking at? I was looking at the schedules like for you should some baseball teams. When the East Coast teams come out to the West Coast, they usually give them that late game and then they give them a day off after. So I know we've been talking about this on the Dodger pod where we talked about how the Dodgers played the Mets at 4 and then they had to travel somewhere. So it's happening again where the Dodgers are playing the Giants on Sunday. They're playing at 4 p.m. right, and then after that they have to fly to St. Louis and play at 1 p.m. Like, why so early? Like, exactly. So you're messing with the West Coast teams. That's messed up. Why
That's
not?
even earlier because it's in the East Coast.
Exactly. So
Isn't it in the Central?
It's Central, so it's 2 hours, but still,
2 hours.
It still messes with you because you're not playing at 7 at night and
And
then
you're traveling right away. Right?
traveling is
It's not like you're sleeping.
yeah.
See, I think
Perfect.
that's
In a
one
bed.
thing that people don't understand about baseball players and why they are so tired and so banged up all the time. Like football, very contact sport. You play one game a week and you get hit hard, right? And
You feel it all week though. You feel it all week
for a
Yeah,
few
hell yeah.
days. But the
No,
thing
no,
with
you feel it all
baseball,
week. You feel it all football season
I mean,
for
you
sure.
probably feel it all season, getting hit by a dude that's 300 plus pounds. That stuff like that doesn't go away in just a few days. I'm sure that every single player on every team in the NFL they've got to be hurting throughout the whole season.
Hell
you
yeah,
know?
there's some players that have a concussion all 17 weeks, dude.
Yeah.
They're just going through the motions.
Yep. And they just go and throw up on the side of the field real quick and then get back right in.
Yeah. Hey, who has that stat, Tony, on baseball throwing up on the mound? It was like 3, I think. We had a
Oh
show.
man, I forget his name.
Oh
I
man,
think he's with the Brewers though.
with the Brewers, he does
seen
have that good stat of throwing up. So
Yeah. He
Brewer
said he does it on
pitcher would be
purpose too.
throwing up,
It
right?
helps him.
does he do it on? No, he doesn't do it on purpose. I think he gets nervous.
No,
No,
he's
he
nervous.
said that
It's
he likes
anxiety.
it.
Oh, he likes it.
He said that he likes to throw up. It helps him loosen up right before.
I don't
he's
think that's
about
the
to
same
throw.
guy.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. There's some people that
Yeah,
throw
I'm
up
pretty
before
sure
they
it's the
do
same
certain
guy.
things. There's a football player that does the same thing. I forgot what team it is he plays for, but he throws up. I think it's on YouTube
This
right now.
guy's always fighting it though. If he likes throwing up, why wouldn't he just be like, "Oh hell yeah"?
No one likes throwing
You know
up.
what I mean?
I hate
It's
throwing
always
up.
like,
Like,
I
oh,
hate throwing up.
Oh
That
my
shit hurts
God,
my throat.
that's-
swallowing it and shit.
I'm the loudest guy though. I'm the loudest guy to throw up. I'm like the whole house hears me, and probably the neighbors like everyone. Like, I'm loud. I'm
Like me
loud.
with my sneezes, man. Like I'll sneeze in the living room, and my kid will be in his room with his friends, and he tells me like, "Hey, my friends heard you sneeze last night, and it scared the crap out of them." they're like 30 feet away in another room.
No.
Hilarious.
Yeah, but I'm loud. I'm loud.
And
You know?
sneeze.
Imagine like if I was a pitcher and threw up in the mound, the whole stadium will hear me. Like
I just throw some dirt on it. No one will even know.
the loudest throw up. Yeah. Hey, do you know another crazy stat that's crazy? I just thought about it. A crazy stat. Have you ever heard of a catcher having a balk?
Yes.
You have?
Catches
What is it?
balk.
What is it?
It just happened recently.
It just happened recently. I think it was the Brewers, right? I think it was the Brewers or the.
I don't remember,
the
but
Reds.
I watched a John Boy video on it.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but
Okay.
I remember thinking like catcher's balk. I've never even heard of that before.
So I think what happened in that play is that the catcher, you know, he the ball's on the ground. The ball's in the ground. He puts his mask down and he puts the mask over the ball, pretending he
that's
doesn't know
right.
it's there, and he's making the whoever's on base think that, oh, I can go. So that's a balk, and I never knew that. I never knew that was a actual play in baseball. Like I learned something every day, man. That's crazy, and it's a crazy stat. Yeah, you said John Boy had the video. I think I saw it on Fox, one of those Saturday things that when they play like news for
Remember
baseball. Yeah, remember that stuff? You know,
Yeah, I used to love watching those
me
shows.
too. When I was a
on
kid, I used to
Fox.
like that. Yeah,
On Fox. I
Yeah.
love those shows, man.
they
Did you
used to-
guys see when Lindor deked out the pitcher? He was at third, and he intentionally made the pitcher balk.
No.
It was just a few days ago. Lindor was on third, and he was getting his little lead off. I want to say he was like 3 steps away from the bag, and he kind of like mixed this movement, like he's like he jumped towards home plate, like he was actually going to try to steal home, and then the pitcher quickly just took his back foot off the mound and put it right behind him to step off, and they called a balk on him. And it was exactly Lindor's intention to actually like make that happen. You guys should watch the video. I think John Boy broke that one down too.
Damn,
I
John
love
Boy's-
watching John Boy's videos, man.
He's breaking everything down.
He
That's
has
his
time.
job, though. That's his job.
Exactly. He has time, man. I was telling my kid today, like, the podcast that we do now, life happens. We weren't really able to be around for the past couple weeks, but sometimes, it is fun once we get on here and we start talking about baseball, because that's what we all enjoy to do. But sometimes it feels like a job, where I'm like researching and trying to figure out, like, okay, who's the 2-star pitchers? Which ones do I choose? Let me look at, the matchups. Let me look at how they do versus righties. Is the other team righty heavy or lefty heavy? There's so much that goes into all this research where sometimes it just feels like a job. So I know we were gone for a little while, and I feel kind of bad about it because there's a lot of people out there that were watching the show that were kind of getting advice from us, but I feel like I needed a little bit of a break.
I did too. I think everybody did. I think we got into the fantasy league too, and like me, I
Yeah.
didn't pay attention when I needed to pay
Dude,
attention.
Next year, I am not doing 4 leagues, man. I think 2 is my max. 4, I feel so overwhelmed this year. Like they're like, I
And
feel
you
like
got to the fantasy football, man.
yeah,
So
but
impressed.
it's only one league, you know.
It's
And
only one. It's only one like game a week.
exactly, and it starts next week when
Yeah.
most of our playoffs have already started and almost ended.
Yeah.
Come on, Will, let's trade.
Bro,
You're right though, man.
I don't even know how I got like such a good team, dude. I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, this guy looks good.
And I'm like, man, Will, you were right after me, right? And then when it was a snake, I guess it came back.
yeah.
You took forever. I'm like, come on, make your pick already, dude.
I'm
ready
sorry,
to do
dude.
mine.
I mean, like every time it came back to me, I'm trying to research individual players to try to like figure out, okay, do I want this guy, or this guy, you know? And my
Yeah.
buddies at work are telling me like, make sure the guys that you pick up are not injury prone, just like we would for baseball. You know, like I hate getting Steven Strasburg in the draft. If I see Steven Strasburg, even if it's like late, dude, 8th round, 9th round, when he's healthy, he's Cy Young caliber pitcher. But how often is he healthy? You know, and that's the thing that I don't really know about NFL players. Like I told the homies, like, I don't know NFL. I could probably name a total of 5 NFL players.
Yeah, I can name probably like 2. And they're
No
Chargers.
way.
That's right. I can name.
You know
I
football
know.
a hell of a lot more than I do.
Yeah,
dude.
I know football pretty well. It's crazy that I get into the playoffs every year in fantasy football. This year though, it's a 12-team league, which is different than 10. And you saw how many players, like when it got to round 8 or 9, it were like, who are these players? I don't know these players. And,
Well, that's
and
when
I
I
was
got
struggling. You got Tom Brady?
Yeah, I got Brady like in like the 8th round.
Yeah, you usually pick a quarterback deeper, or around there because, I mean, to be honest, there's good quarterbacks. If you're not an elite quarterback, you're probably playing for a team that's really not going to do any damage. But yeah, a quarterback you can pick up, which is good. Running backs and receivers, those are the ones. And if you can get a good tight end, because there's not a lot of good tight ends,
yeah,
whatever. But this is a fantasy baseball one, We're talking over here, fantasy football. But anyway, like the season does start next week for you that are, following the fantasy football thing, which is really
start next week too.
Yeah. Also, playoffs start next week. Yeah, baseball.
Yeah,
Tony.
I wanted to add earlier.
Yeah,
another like strategy that I used earlier in the season in the Yahoo League was dropping my relief pitchers, even though they were good, they were excellent. I ended up dropping Jansen and Diaz for 2 start pitchers, and it paid off for me. A lot of my, I feel like Jansen did really good when I dropped him, but I also got the same amount of points, if not more, from the people I ended up adding throughout those few weeks. So if you're out there and you feel like, because in a points league, at least with a points league, sometimes it's a numbers game. And if you have 3-4 pitchers on Monday and Tuesday, dude, you're going to probably win that.
Yeah.
And I saw that I was going to be behind on pitching, which is why I made that decision.
Wow.
Will didn't like that move. He was like, oh, you do what you got you to the dance, And I was just like, no, I got to move these fools because I'm not going to get through the song or the dance. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen. It's not. And sometimes you just have to make these decisions, and like earlier,
it also depends on the settings of the league, because if you drop those relievers, you also have to make sure that any pitchers that you have in your lineup are able to slot into that RP spot. Now, that's a rule that we have in our league, and a good amount of other leagues also have that rule in place. And then there's some other leagues that don't have that rule. So if you leave your catcher spot open or you leave reliever spots open, it's not a big deal. That the commissioner has said like that, that's not a rule. If they want to do that, then that's fine.
That's why.
Hey Tony, tell me your score, man. What's the score right now in the finals?
I'm up like 60 points.
Dang.
I'm up like 60.
And this is the guy that actually likes to trade all the time. He's over here in the fantasy football trying to trade and
I have to. I auto draft. That's what I'm saying. And then these mother effers, man, they're trying to give me some garbage. I was like offering my first round tied. What is he? I don't even know. Running back. Michael Taylor. I don't know. I don't even know if he's good or. I think from what I saw, he was hurt or he's a rookie. I don't know. I have no idea. But I just know that he's ranked number 9. So I'm trying to get someone either like from 7 to like 12. Like, come on. Give me
another first round pick.
Yeah. And then they come at me and they're like, oh, here's my round 12, 13, and 14. And like, no. I counter with a good counter. And they're like, oh, I'm just supposed to accept that? And I'm like, your guy's ranked 12th. My guy's ranked 9th. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to offer you, you know? Like, and then like, I send my first round for a 3rd and a 5th round. And I add a 6th round. So my 1st and my 6th round for 3 and 5. And they're like, no, that's whack. You know, and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
It's a different ball game, huh?
Well, it is because from what I've seen is the players are it's really limited. You know, you have your elite, and then you got your regulars, and then everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like in baseball too, but I feel like in football, it's more important to get elite because you only have 17 games or like it's once a week, you know.
16 games, 17 weeks.
It's my first year. I never really played it.
You're gonna get into it. You're gonna get into it, and maybe I won't get into playoffs this season because
trade me, Carlos. Did you get a wide receiver in the 1st or 2nd round?
Yeah, I got Keenan Allen in the 2nd round for sure. Chargers, baby.
Keenan Allen was like late in the 2nd round.
It doesn't matter, man. That guy always puts numbers.
It does when Michael Taylor is projected to get like probably 100.
Since we're talking about fantasy football, the thing is with ranking in football, it's a hit and miss with that. It's really a hit and miss because you can have a quarterback that's playing elite and you have a garbage ass receiver. He's going to get you probably 20 points or 17 points a game. That's elite. And this wide receiver probably didn't even get picked in the draft. You picked him up after like, you needed a receiver. So you were like, let me get this guy. So it's a really hit and miss.
So what you're saying is hold on to Taylor.
Hold on to him
and look for a receiver
and see when you say he's injured.
No. There's all my guys are questionable.
See, so that's the thing. Like you gotta see, preseason is not a lot of things either. You can't really go off of, this player's hurt, not hurt. I mean, he didn't play good preseason because they probably get like 4 or 5 snaps. They don't really play a full game. Probably they'll play the full game at the end of the season, at the end of preseason, which is 1 game. They play 3 or 4 preseason games. You're not getting a lot from the player. So yeah, dude, like you need to really
natural.
You need to think about those things. Like you guys are going to become like that too. You guys are going to understand fantasy football. I got a grade C and I thought my team is okay. And a grade C, I'm just like, what? Hell no. My team is a lot better than that. A B, exactly.
My team sucks.
And what did everybody tell you? Everybody told you like, nah, dude, it doesn't go by that. It's way different. It changes.
What about mine?
Like, look, Will, you got A?
You're going to probably end up with an F.
I should have.
Look, you got Tom Brady.
I got an A+ rating, and I'm projected to go 14-0.
What?
That's what it says, man.
My homie Gabriel hit me up, and he's like, "Look at my fantasy draft. I'm projected to do this and that, being in first, and I think he was undefeated too." He's all like, I guess trying to shove it in my face. And I'm like, relax. Will got an A too and was projected to hit 14-0. Look how he's doing.
Yeah. So it's like it's a hit and miss.
Guess it could be hit and miss, right?
Yeah, it's a hit and miss. It's just you don't know. You just have to go with your gut, and you just have to pick the player. Like me, I always go after Keenan Allen. He always gets points for me, and that's just a thing for me. Like I have to have him. That's why when you were picking Will, I was like, he better not get Keenan Allen. He better not get Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
And it was
would you
gonna
go
pick.
trade Keenan Allen for like Michael Taylor then?
Huh?
Would you?
Nah, Keenan Allen's on my team
See, look,
every year.
You're tripping. 'Cause Michael Taylor, I think, is ranked like in the top 10.
Bolt up, baby. Come on, man.
And Allen is in the 2025 mark, I think.
Yeah, he's not. He's like probably third,
Will,
second, third round.
Will,
Like
your guy, what's your guy rank? Like, didn't I send you a trade and you like rejected it right away? You're like,
Yeah. I don't even remember what it was. I just showed it to my homie at work. He was like, "No, don't do that." I was like, "Okay, sorry, Tony. Nope."
Yeah. Well, I need a wide receiver, and nobody's willing to do. I thought running backs were like a thing.
running backs are the things, and
Okay,
if you
so
have,
then I'll just hold on to the three, because I got 3 running backs my first 3 rounds.
we'll talk. I have a good receiver, so I can probably squeeze something out. Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah,
later.
let's get back to baseball, man.
Yeah, they're
I'm
probably
really looking
people
forward
are like,
to it.
are you guys doing the fantasy football one? Like maybe we should as we go.
I'm no
learn.
good at it.
Yeah, but
I'll
we're
learn
learning as we're going. We can talk about it. Like I know a
Hey,
little.
Javi's on the chat. He says it's Jonathan Taylor, man. You're butchering the guy's name.
Oh,
Jonathan Taylor, not Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor is the outfielder
For
for.
Casey.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, why does that sound so familiar?
Hey, I auto draft that entire thing. I probably got into it in maybe like round 5, 4.
5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I was like, what the
when
fuck?
I text you, I
Yeah.
told you,
Yeah,
hey,
and it was
forgot
already, you
that-
were like, are you on there? And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? I thought we were going at 5.
yeah, because I'm like, it looked kind of suspicious when the
I
thing
was-
was like auto, like right away. I'm like, damn, Tony knows what he's doing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, right.
And then I'm like, Will is taking forever. I'm like, what's going on with this guy? Like, is he auto drafting too, or what's going on?
Stop sending me trash.
I think Javi wants to trade with you for sure. I know
He does.
he does. Well, then
Like-
Javi, get Tony when he's drunk. He'll trade you for sure.
He makes some
guy.
stupid ass trades.
No way. Hey, yeah, Bellinger. Bellinger. Look, this man, sometimes you just gotta know when you fucked up, you know. And I traded off Bellinger for Kershaw, which is, man, Kershaw's gonna be coming back in like 2 weeks, which is probably right when playoffs are gonna be hitting for most leagues, you know. So that's very key. And Bellinger ain't doing crap right now. And I also traded Bellinger for Matt Olson, who has been.
I dropped Matt Olson.
And who you dropped, yeah. And I traded for Bellinger. Like, we both fucked up, you know.
You dropped Matt Olson too early.
I did.
That's
But
the-
I dropped him because
he wasn't producing.
You had Walsh.
I picked up Walsh, which is not
Yeah.
bad, but I could have had Olsen on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have had Olsen.
I'm sure you had a worse player that you could have dropped instead.
Exactly. I didn't pick the right guy to drop. I think
Especially
I
because first base this year is so scarce, dude. It's hard to go out there and find a first baseman that's actually like not
Walsh wasn't that bad, though.
relevant, but
Walsh wasn't that bad.
Walsh.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
thinking-
but how
thinking it
much
up
can
now.
you trust a rookie?
Yeah, not that much, but he
That's the thing.
produced. He
Dude, I
produced a lot
got
of-
so
a lot of
lucky
points.
with Votto, man. I picked up Votto in 2 of my leagues, in the categories league in Yahoo and in Javi's league. And
That's Tony's boy right there, Joey Bottle.
yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey, when he started getting hot, he had like 2 a home run in back-to-back games. I was like, all right, I need a first baseman. Luke Voigt's on the IL.
Didn't he go
I'm gonna
6
pick him up.
games with 6 straight home
He
runs?
almost fucking had the record, literally
Yeah,
by
the record
inches.
is 7.
Right?
And
Yeah,
he almost,
Oh, so what's it 7? Damn.
the record's
tied it, I
7, and
think.
he had 6.
Yeah.
You
Damn,
know,
Tony.
didn't he
I don't know
tie?
why you're wearing that Cubs hat, man. There's no one on the Cubs anymore, dude.
dude, Patrick Wisdom.
Yeah,
That's why.
What?
Patrick
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
I gotta. He's on. I dropped Bellinger for Patrick Wisdom this week, and I'm kind of regretting that because like
That's your
Farmer,
boy.
dude. People out there, like, man, if you guys need a hot bat, the Cincinnati Reds have a really easy couple
Schedule?
of weeks, or toward the end of the rest of the season. The Reds have really
Good matchup.
Easy matchups. So man, get Farmer, get Naquin, get Votto probably isn't going to be out there, but
No, he's not.
But Farmer and Naquin, they're
India.
probably 50%, if
India.
not around there.
But India's not available either, dude.
No.
He's been
India's
decent all
not.
year.
But,
yeah, he's
but,
not on there.
But
Hey,
those guys are gonna hit. They're gonna produce, man. And
I
I
got
had
India.
Farmer on my
I got
team.
India in all 4 of my leagues, dude.
damn.
Yeah.
So you think
rookie
because
of the year, definitely.
he's going to be the
Should
rookie
be.
of the year?
He should
Who's
be.
going to be the Cy Young?
He played all season,
Cy Young.
consistent all season. He's really good, man.
Yeah,
India?
it would have been between him and Trevor Rogers from Miami. But because Trevor Rogers hasn't pitched in about a month and a half, it kind of just screwed his chances of winning Rookie of the Year. He did have a personal issue. He had to fly home. I believe he had a sick family member, and he was just out for a while, which it sucks personally for him, but it might have helped him for the rest of the season, especially us as fantasy owners for the playoffs, because he was going to be on a pitch count. They were going to hold him back a lot. And now that he hasn't pitched in about, a little over a month, when he does come back, he's probably not going to have any limitations. They're just going to let him go as far as he can. So that's great for me, because I remember I was trying to trade him, Tony. You traded him for Soler?
No, for Teoscar.
Oh, that's right. Teoscar Hernandez. And I tried to trade him. I was trying to trade him for, a big bat, because I needed a big bat.
Yeah, but you remember I told you, man, sometimes on these guys that you have pitchers that are, probably are just a little bit hot or like are going to be restricted to innings. Sometimes you got to sell a little bit low, because I know what you expect, but then you got to be like kind of realistic too, because, you got to make it almost seem like trade bait, where it's all like,
hey, but now, man, I'm
like,
kind of glad that I didn't trade him away, because the playoffs start next week, and he's supposed to come back to Miami by this weekend or next week.
Cool, Miami.
Hey, who you playing this week or next week? Well,
I don't know yet, because it really depends on who wins and loses this week.
Carlos Dina.
I don't know either, because if I lose, I'm pretty much
race, right?
It's really tight, because then Will beat me twice this year. Yeah. But Tony, watch out, man, because I'm going for the number 1 spot on this one for sure.
I'm honestly worried about a few of my pitchers, because they went down. Giolito and Lynn. Lynn just got on the IL, and Giolito hit the deep day-to-day. So
as of right now, I'm supposed to face Carlos.
Damn.
Oh, and then we'll face me, huh?
Yeah.
The winner of you two?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm facing Gabriel this week, and he's leading me, dude, by
a lot.
Almost 80
I saw
points.
that.
Yeah.
Almost 80 points, man. I picked up the wrong pitchers this week.
Is Gabriel making the playoffs this year?
Yes.
He is?
Just barely.
Just barely, right?
Maybe.
So I think I'm in that,
because
I'm in
if
that
Javi wins this
too.
week, it's a 3-way tie.
If Javi wins this week, I'm automatically in though.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm fine.
No, you're fine. You're in already.
Yeah.
But between me, Gabriel, and Javi, it's I don't know how the
more of a position
tiebreaker works. I don't know if
it's a 3-way tie. If it's a 3-way tie, it goes by points manufactured. If it's a 2-way tie, it goes by rankings, or not rankings. It goes by
matchup, right?
Individual wins. Like when we played each other, which will probably be 2 times. If it's 1-1, then it goes to points manufactured. But if it's 2-0 and you guys are tied, then the guy who won twice against you goes.
Yeah.
Because if you look
it's
at
a 3-way tie,
points,
it's a strictly points manufactured.
Strictly.
If you look at total points, I have more total points than Gabriel, Carlos. The guys.
So you'll get the 3rd seed.
I should, but
third seed?
It's about the win-loss record. When it comes to that, because
there's going to be a 3-way tie for 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
For 6th, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be
damn.
Javi will be knocked out even if he wins.
Even if he wins, which he's down right now, but still,
He's gonna
So,
get
like-
knocked out. So Gabriel has to lose for Javi to win.
and that's not
Unless
happening.
Javi beat
Maybe. I
twice.
mean, it really depends on my
If
pitchers
Javi beat
and
Gabriel
Gabriel's
twice,
pitchers.
then
Well,
then
what I'm
that's
looking at right now, I'm looking at the playoff bracket, and it looks like I'm facing Will right now. So that's gonna kind of
You know
suck.
what else hurt me in this league is Granky just went out on COVID leave. So luckily enough, I had an IL spot that I could have stashed him in, and I ended up picking up Cookie Monster.
I was looking at him, man. I saw you pick him up.
Yeah,
And Tony
That's good.
mad.
It's good because the Mets have
it's a good
decent-
matchup, but it's a doubleheader, so it's not going more than 7 innings. So even if he's doing great, he's only going to pitch 7 innings at most.
at
Yeah,
most.
you don't need more.
And 4. It would be the least.
More of a
Yeah.
chance for you to win, though. Like, think about it. He pitches 5 innings, he gets good runs, and
Yeah.
then it doesn't go all the way to
You
the
don't get a
ninth inning.
W though if you don't go 5.
No, you
Yeah,
need to
you
go
have to go
5
at
to get
least
the
5.
W. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the Mets bullpen suck. So by the 7th inning, the game's over. You get a W. That's another more points for you. So yeah, you should be happy it's a doubleheader.
And it's a complete game.
Yeah,
they count
right?
it as a complete game.
They count it as a complete game. So think about that, man. That'll be dope.
But in Javi's league, they don't have complete games.
No, they
Hey,
don't
which
have.
is-
They don't
I
have a
wanna
reward
talk
for
Or
to
that.
you
quality
about Will.
starts.
Well, you know what Javi's league has that we don't?
Hmm.
Javi has 0 points for blown saves, which is what we need to think about next year because we
Instead of
really
negative,
shouldn't be. Yeah, we need to have 0 points for blown saves because it really hurts the relief position, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause how many elite relievers are like ranked 200, you know? It's like, so then why even draft them?
well, this is our first year. So next year, I mean, you didn't help me at all with the settings. I asked you for
Ooh,
your
Batman.
your input.
I
and
did. I
you were
did
just
some
like,
of them.
whatever. Just
I think you
whatever
said-
want to do.
I
Whatever
think you
wanna do.
changed it because
Whatever you
I
wanna
was
do.
fighting for 5 points, and then you were like, no, 3, and then I was like, no, we should just have 0. I think I was fighting with you on this one. I think I did.
I'm gonna
I
be the
think I was
referee
trying
and
to
be
say-
like, no, it
I
didn't
think-
happen.
Yeah, I think I was trying to say like, nah, man, like we should have 0, and because I think I was fighting for 5 points, 5 points for a win and 3 points -3 for a loss, and then you ended up just saying like we should just have 3 and 3, 3
Well-
points for a win and -3 for a loss, and I was
Well,
just like,
guys, we reached that point where we got to
Did
the
we?
end of the show. Yeah, man. I know we're having a lot of fun because we haven't done this in a long time. We're talking baseball, fantasy baseball. We're talking everything baseball. I haven't done this in a while. It brings a smile to my face. I mean, you know what? I was gonna say, like, for a lot of people out there, I know we're going through hard times because we're going through this thing where we're not locked down yet, but a lot of people are getting sick. And I mean, according to the news, because I haven't seen it, but check up on your friends, check up on people that are actually funny to you. And you know, they're always there to bring your spirits up because those type of people, they never get asked, how are you doing? You know, like, are you all right? You're good. Their head, you know, like check up on them. I think that's a good thing right now, especially right now with all this, like I said, with all this thing going on. It's a good way of showing love to all these people. So I just wanted to throw that in there because sometimes we forget, right? And we're always thinking like people are always happy and like there's nothing wrong with that guy, but behind closed doors, there's something wrong with him, you know, like just check up on
I
him.
think behind closed
So-
doors, there's something wrong with everybody.
Yeah, of course. But if you see someone
It was
like
a freak.
caring, it helps out, you know. It helps out. So, you know, reach out to them and try to see if you can help out. And just talking with them might make their day. So I just wanted to throw that out there. You guys, Will, your last comments for today.
We already talked about Patrick Wisdom. Go out, get this guy.
or
he-
Bell, or Josh Bell. just saying.
Maybe. I
like
don't trust. I don't trust Bell as much as I trust Wisdom. I feel like Wisdom's been more consistent this year, and the power has just been there more than Bell.
No, Bell's been really picking it up
Has.
all of August.
Lately,
He
lately,
has.
All of
yeah.
August.
but-
Hey, bro, hot hand. You go with the hot hand right now.
Yeah. Another one too is Connor Joe. So Connor Joe is available in first and outfield, and Patrick Wisdom is at first and third. Josh Bell is only at first. So
Yeah.
out of those three,
DH too, I think.
yeah, but that's just utility.
Yeah.
Most leagues don't have a specific DH spot.
Yeah.
There's
Gotcha.
not enough. There's not
Gotcha.
enough DHs in baseball.
Yeah,
to
you
really
go utility.
fill it up.
Yeah. All right, Tony.
But, yeah,
Oh,
those three guys. Those
All
three
right.
guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
Will.
would say Kyle Farmer, man. I kind of regret dropping him. And right now, like if you have any like Red Sox players, which would
Red Sox
be
or
the
Reds?
huh?
Reds or Red Sox?
Yeah, like right now,
He didn't even answer.
I'm
Reds,
not-
the Reds, the Cincinnati Reds, right?
No, Red Sox.
Red Sox?
Yeah, if you have
Okay.
Kike Hernandez or Xander Bogaerts, both of those guys hit the COVID IL.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And
drop them.
Don't drop them. No,
Drop them.
no,
IL.
put them in your IL. Put them in your
IL.
IL because they'll be back in 10 days. Put them in your IL. Go get Kyle Farmer, and Kyle Farmer is gonna be able to pick up your second base
Dude,
or your shortstop or your
Kyle
third base
Farmer.
or catcher.
or
Well,
catcher in
outfield.
Yahoo leagues, but he doesn't
Dude,
have that eligibility. in
Kyle
ESPN.
Farmer has the
Every
biggest
position.
eligibility, I think, out of any player out there.
Yeah, I really
Kyle
regret dropping him.
Farmer.
And
Farmer
like I
done.
said earlier, the Reds have a good rest of the season lined up. I don't think they're facing anybody that makes you want to not start any Reds. So if
Real
you
quick,
have, like,
Will.
Votto,
Real quick.
bring
You think
those
the Reds
guys.
are going to win the playoffs? Are going to
Yes.
win that trip to go to the playoffs over the
They're
Padres?
gonna get the wild
if
card,
Winker
I
comes
think.
back, I
Winker-
say if Winker comes back, he's a lot of the life in that.
Hey.
I think
that
Winker should be back in 2 weeks, right?
Did you guys see what happened to Castellanos today?
No.
So Castellanos hit a grand slam and a solo home run in the first 2 innings of the game. So they sent his bat off to get inspected to see if it's corked or something. But
A grand slam and what?
a grand slam and a solo home run in the first 2
Wow.
innings.
Wow. That talk about bad luck.
Haters.
Yeah, they're hating on him, dude.
I know
Well,
they
whatever.
are hating on him.
Yeah. All right. Well, we reached that at
If
the
Trout
end of
would
the
have done
show.
that, nobody would have batted an eye.
Oh, get out of here, man.
I'm
You
just
hate
saying.
Trout.
Remember
All
what
right.
happened to A-Rod when he was on the Mariners? When the manager told him that they want to check A-Rod's bat, and A-Rod took a little exception to it, so he didn't want to give up his bat. And then the umpire is like, "No, you have to," and he was like, "All right, fine." And then
Yeah.
Ken Griffey goes, "Here, use my
Here's
bat."
mine. Yeah.
A-Rod goes up there, boom, dinger, center
Yeah.
field.
Dinger. I didn't. I
They
like
should have been
hearing
like, grab that bat too.
that. Yeah. That's Griffey's bat. Get it out of here. Well, we reached the last of the show. I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Will Power and Tony Snap. Don't forget to hit that like on our show if you liked it. If you don't, tell us, give us suggestions. We haven't been on the show for
Are
a
we gonna
while
be on
now.
next week to talk about who won the championship.
Yeah. We'll be on. We'll
And
be
the
on.
playoffs.
Yeah, we'll be on.
the
We'll
playoff
try to make it
pictures
to
and
where we on every Tuesday or on Saturday, like we were doing before, our little routine.
Today's Wednesday.
If you have, it's Wednesday. We usually go on Tuesdays, but Will over here has to go.
Life
To work.
happens. Life
I'm
happens.
Sorry, you know what it is, man?
Life
Like,
happens.
It's at work right now. We have because I'm a forklift driver, and there's 5 forklift drivers, and if a couple guys request off vacation time, then I have to cover for them on the days that I'm usually off.
'Cause you're a
Just
new
like
guy?
when I go on vacation, they cover for me on the days that they're usually off. So I'm usually off Wednesday, Sunday, but if there's a couple guys that aren't available at work, since I have to cover for them, my days off change. So it kind of sucks because I like consistency. I like to have the same days off every single week, but sometimes it just doesn't happen like that.
I think our viewers do too. But anyway, we'll we'll discuss that
time.
another day. Carlos Baseball, Will Power, and Tony Snap. This is Real Talk Baseball.